I just wanted to explain my take on gravity, because I get challenged a lot on this point, because gravity's this, gravity's that, it's some magical force that we don't see. God's not real, but he's a magical force and we don't see him, but gravity's okay to believe in. My take on gravity is quite simply in one sentence: without space, there's no gravity. There's no need for it. Gravity to us on the flat earth is density and mass, because without space there is no need for gravity. Irrefutable proof will state that the earth is flat, motionless and immovable. So the answer to what causes objects to fall to the ground in the absence of gravity is density. So when you think about Isaac Newton, who saw the apple that fell from the tree, mainly because it was ripe and the apple was denser than the air. That's quite simple. If it was lighter than the air, then the apple would have fell and floated back up nicely. In fact, it wouldn't have been, it would have just floated up. So what causes objects to fall to the ground is density. People and objects who are heavier, or we are heavier than the air, therefore we don't float off the ground. So you've seen helium balloons that float up in the air, and everybody understands that helium balloons are not some type of anti-gravity device. So they float up because helium is lighter than air. So why can't people just understand that apples fall from the tree to the ground because they are denser than the air, not some magical force that is literally pulling it to the ground? You've got to understand this. It's the brainwashing of the other side on you guys telling you about some mystical force that is literally jump up and down and it's pulling you to the ground. It sticks 140 trillion tons of water to it that's hurtling faster than a speeding bullet through an infinite plane of space for no reason, for no point whatsoever. It makes no sense to me. Isaac Newton's theory of gravity was only conjured up out of necessity, because the theory needed to explain how things could stick to a spinning spherical earth and not fly off due to that centrifugal force from that spinning globe. You must be a little bit curious. This is how I was. How gravity was never proven. There's no equations for it. Time and time again, countless experiments. The NASA one on the moon. Again, the moon with the hammer and the feather. Again, can't get to the moon. Doesn't make sense. No space, no gravity. All I'm saying, guys, is when you take space out of the equation, there is no gravity. Anything that is lighter than air floats. Anything that's heavier than the air falls. We are on the flat ground, so we stay to it. Put water in the equation. Anything that's heavier than the water will sink. Anything that is lighter than the water will float. Simple. Not complicated, not a 500-page essay on what it is, because we need to make it fit the model, because we're spinning at some incredible mile an hour for no reason whatsoever. We are special. Remember that, guys. You are special. This is not a game. This is not something that we sit here and mess about with. This is countless hours, countless time looking into something that is actually very real. It is a flat, motionless plane. There is no curve, there is no globular model to a flat, motionless plane. If we could see as far as possible, or get in a ship and keep going north, all we would do, guys, is go north, 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 north. There will be no point where you would suddenly start to curve around a ball and keep curving, and gravity will keep you upside down, etc., etc. It is nonsense, guys, absolute nonsense. Theory on gravity, density and mass. No space, no gravity.